You get infrastructure. You get the framework. You go look up online to see how much people charge to teach you a framework in your industry. How much does it cost, Anna? Crazy numbers, right? Pretty crazy, right? How about Cynthia? How much does it cost out there? Some crazy numbers?
Very, very crazy. Yes.
Numbers that most people cannot afford. Because they're just starting their business. They're not getting enough business to come across. Now they don't need another expense. Does that make sense? Our goal here in this community is not for you to have these tools for another expense. So we provide you the tools to eliminate the expense. You understand? We want you to be able to go do a business, and when you sleep at night, you're not waking up at 3 in the morning worrying how you're going to survive the next month. How many of you guys can relate to that? Right? We don't want you to do that. We want you to get out of that frame of mind. But now you have a blueprint to do that. You know, I spent roughly around 500 a month since I've been in the digital growth community in subscriptions between different communities and different tools. Okay? So knowing that I'm letting go 500 a month, I know exactly how much I have to bring in. I know how much subscriptions, I know how much income I need to make to bring in to make a profit. Does that make sense? You need to know your business like that. You need to know what you're spending for overhead, and you need to know how much you need to bring in to break even, how much to bring in to make a car payment, how much to bring in to make a mortgage payment, and how much to bring in to have money for rainy days. I've always been a numbers person, guys. Is this making any sense so far?
Yeah.
Did I answer your question, Jeff?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
I have a
So
question.
you can see there's a lot of value when you start unlocking. So today's recording is going to be in the Q&A session. Okay? And the recording, we're going to have you access it. It's going to be broken down into what topics were discussed so that you know exactly how to go back and refer to it. Does that make sense? I'm going to use Opus Clip, and I'm going to break it up into shorts. So it'll be all organized for you. Anna, how long you been in the sales industry?
Decades.
How many people has ever done that for you before?
No.
Unheard of, right?
Hmm.
Either
So
you
I
got to
have-
figure out how to do it yourself or don't do it, right?
You pay a lot to do the different pieces. Yeah. I have a question. So
Sure.
I know it depends on the person and the pace and, accessing, what you have to offer, but ideally, what could be a goal or a possibility for the time frame for launching your own community?
That depends on you. How much time you're willing to spend to do one-on-one and how much money you're willing to put up. Compared to what it would cost you outside of this community is really peanuts on the dollar. Does that make sense?
But I'm saying within this community and based on what you're teaching here.
It depends on how often you're willing to meet with me in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
No,
There's a lot of variables.
Is that
Like-
another paid
I give you an
is that
example.
another paid aspect?
Come again?
Is that another paid feature of this, working with you that way?
Some is included, some is paid,
Okay.
right? So like I give you an example. Let's say that you became part of Legacy Builder and then you got your course package, right? You have two choices setting that up. Like Jeff is familiar with that, Cynthia is familiar with that, Rudy is, RG is that you can either get it done for you or you can do it yourself if you're tech savvy enough, right? Now, when you get it done for you, we usually ask people to fill out a form. I got some people that paid 2 weeks ago and haven't even filled out the form yet. That all counts against when your question. It says, how long does it take?
No,
It's
I'm
a
just
two-way
wondering,
street. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just wondering, looking at this, because there is a
If
community
you
for
do
women.
it right, if you do it right, within 60 days, you should have a community to launch. If you do everything that you're supposed to do and we stay on top of our game. Now you ain't got to worry about us. I'm one of the king of delegations. I'm not trying to be the go-to guy. Does that make sense?
That's a
I
good skill.
provide you the resources, but I make sure we have the staff to support. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Then you could have like Cynthia. We've been setting up her stuff. She's been set up now for a minute, but then she got sick. So there's a lot of variables.
Of course, I know that.
Life happens. Like Jeff, we came across and now we're in the process of setting up all his social media because none of his profile are set up right. So you see, there's a lot of variables, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, Jeff, the social our VAs are almost done with your profiles.
Okay.
Once we meet with you, we're gonna do plug and play. So we have a test account on social media where we make everything to fit the size, right? And then when we meet with you, is copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It takes about 30 minutes to set up everything once everything is built. Same way that we did all your links. Remember when we met and did all your links?
Yes.
Very simple. So, any questions so far, guys? All right. Y'all don't have any question? I have a question.
I do have a
Jeff.
question after your question. Yeah.
Okay. Jeff,
Um,
if you were to take one thing that you'd like to see in this community that would be the most beneficial for you, what would be that one thing?
Oh, that's a great question. Um, Connections.
What was that?
Connections to people. Connections to people.
So learn how to make connections, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. The content I'm about to put up from Michelle's training from the community this morning, she had a 5-minute video. 5 minutes to Kim, that's a 3-hour video. You guys know me, I will pick that thing apart. I will play, pause, play, pause, play, pause. And if I have to write it word for word, I will. But let me tell you, that 5-minute video has incredible content. Incredible. Okay?
So did she do a video to you, or
To the
or
entire
was that?
community. To the
Yeah. Yeah.
entire community.
Okay. Yeah. I copied and pasted and listened to that.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Yep. Michelle did it. I got an email this morning.
It was day 2. Day 2 of the 90-day run.
Okay.
If you pick apart that video, which I did, and I'm gonna input all that content in the, this is where you're gonna find it, guys. When you come in here and you go to the 90-day run, so you're gonna see here day 1 through 10. Day 11 through 90 is gonna be in the paid community. So this is how you're gonna design your communities. You're gonna throw in the bait, give them enough value, but if they want to continue, they're gonna have to move on to your paid community. And guess what? What is so important about a 90-day run? You got them locked in for 90 days. You just bought 90 days of their time. Then in 90 days, you got to bring more value. When they see enough value, they will stay another 90 days if they see value. You guys understand?
Yes.
Let me tell you when you lock them in. Anna, let's say you had 10 people in your group that was in the community. Would you leave?
What was the last part? Yeah, if I had 10 people,
You had 10 people locked into the community. Would you leave?
no, probably not.
No, you locked in, especially when you're the leader, right? Rudy, if you had 10 people in your group in the community, would you find or fight your way in?
Yes.
Absolutely, because you're the leader of that group. Right, Cynthia?
Yes.
You got to lead from the front. Because the minute you chicken out, they're not going to listen to you anymore. You just lost the trust of your whole organization. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mhm.
That is when you got him locked in. That's when you know you have a solid subscriber.